Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the second video on my channel, also the second video in the Kasparov-Karpov saga. Today we have the first World Championship match they ever played in 1984. Karpov is white, Kasparov is black, and Karpov starts with e4, c5, the Sicilian defense, knight f3, e6, the French variation, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and d6. Now g4 by Karpov. Kasparov responds with h6, the best move. Now h4, knight c6, and this rook to g1 move. White could have also opted to just play g5 right away, and after h takes g5, and bishop takes g5, bishop e7, get this variation, which is perfectly fine for both sides. However, Karpov probably didn't like it. That's why he first played rook to g1. Now we get h5, g takes h5, and now you could take with the rook. We get this, but after bishop to g5, you're putting a lot of pressure on your position because the queen could take the rook after you trade the bishop for the knight. That's why Kasparov traded with the knight. Now we get bishop g5 anyway, blocks with, with knight to f6, queen to d2, queen b6, attacking the b2 pawn, knight back to b3 to block, bishop d7, long castles by white, and now a6. We get rook to g3, queen c7, bishop g2, bishop e7, and now f4 by white, which is a minor mistake by white because this gives black one move to pretty much even out the position. And that move is also the move that Kasparov plays, which is queenside castle. Now you could have also castled kingside, however, this just loses the position to e5. The d takes e5. You do have to be careful that you do not take the f pawn first, because after knight takes e5, the bishop is protected 3 times. So even after you play this, you cannot take the bishop with the queen. Therefore, after we first take with the bishop on f6, bishop takes, and then we can take the queen, take with the queen on d7, after takes, and e takes f4, rook takes h3, we get this position where black has 2 pawns for the piece, which could be enough compensation. However, with this beautiful bishop on the diagonal and this rook on the 7th rank, against these two passive rooks, white is just simply winning and much, much better. However, Kasparov knows this, plays queenside castle, queen f2, king to b8, f5, knight e5, bishop h3, knight c4, centralizing the knight, knight to d2, offering a trade of knights, black accepts, rook takes d2, rook to c8. Now the engine does not really like this move. They would have preferred rook d to e8, or a move like bishop c6. We get f takes e6. Again, the computer did not really like this one. Would have preferred a5, and after e takes f5, e takes f5, queen a5, bishop g2, bishop c6, takes, and rook d4. We get this position in which, according to the engine, white is significantly better. However, if I was playing this after d5, you get a lot of pressure on white's position. So if it's humanly as good as the engine says, is to be debated. However, Karpov took on e6, take back with the bishop, get a bishop trade. Now we get queen g1, putting some more pressure on the g7 pawn, queen a5, queen to d4, offering a queen trade with c5, denying it with queen to d3, queen to c4, offering another queen trade, queen e3, king to a8, now a3, the best move in the position, queen back to c6, e5, d takes e5, queen takes e5. Now we get rook h to d8, offering a trade of rooks, rook g to d3, we have takes with the rook, now queen h1 check, knight back to d1 to block, and queen g2. And now in this position there's one more thing that white can try, which is playing rook to c3, and after takes with the knight, queen h1 check, knight back to d1, queen d5, trading queens, knight takes d5, king d2, and trading the bishops, we get this position, which is definitely a draw. But after white played rook to d2, it's pretty much a draw. And after queen c6, rook to e2, there's one final threat there, threatening to take the e6 pawn. However, Kasparov defends with bishop to d6, attacking the queen, which you cannot take the e6 pawn because of rook e8, attacking the queen. You would have to play either queen to g4, queen to c4 to keep protecting the rook. However, both squares are protected by the knight and the queen. Again, Karpov knows this and he plays queen c3, and after queen d7, both players agree to a draw.